What's up, YouTube? It's your boy chilling with Q10, back at it again. And today we're gonna be looking at hot topics in the news. All right. So first of all, I want to start off. So Mario Lopez, you remember him? He played in Saved by the Bell and a couple other stuff. Came out and apologized for a statement that he had already made about parents encouraging their kids to be transgender, saying it was dangerous for a parent to encourage that type of behavior for a young child, from the age of 3 on up. It's one of those things. In my opinion, a 3-year-old that doesn't even know how to tie a shoe, or much less maybe even put on a shoe, can make a decision whether if it's a he that it's a she, or if it's a girl that it's a boy, and then you're encouraging that, which goes against all the laws of nature. Let's just say that. But you're gonna, and I know I get it that the way people look at this is like, well, the parents are doing it out of love. They love their child no matter what. Even they come out and say that they're gay or they're transsexual or they're whatever not. And you can kind of see that aspect at the same time that the parents were doing it out of love. I love the child no matter what. But at that young of an age, that kind of seems like, to me, it's just maybe they are embedding that in the child, that they want, like, the parents want the child to be that way. It's like at 3, I wasn't thinking about stuff like that. That just, it boggles my mind that some people are like, oh, a 3-year-old can make up its mind on whatever it wants. I mean, heck, it could drive a car. If you're 3 years old, why don't you go buy a pack of cigarettes and smoke, or go get some beer and start drinking or whatever. Not, it's like, come on, man, really? So, but let's take a look at it. So, this is NBC News. Following transgender remarks, Mario Lopez faces criticism on the left and the right. So, of course, the left is saying that his first initial message was saying that it was dangerous for parents to encourage that type of behavior for the kids. So the left was criticizing him on that. Now that he's come out and apologized, those out on the right are saying, hey, it's your opinion. You shouldn't have to apologize. That's your opinion. You thought it was dangerous. So let's see. His exact quote right here. I'm kind of blown away, too, Lopez responded. I'm never one to tell anyone how to parent their kids, obviously. And I think if you come from a place of love, you really can grow. You really can't go wrong. But at the same time, my God, if you're 3 years old and you're saying you're feeling a certain way, or you think you're a boy or a girl, or whatever the case may be, I just think it's dangerous as a parent to make that determination in their life. So, my thing is, I agree with him in his initial first statement. Because the Most High creates us to be who we are to be. If we're a boy, when we come out of the womb, we're male, we're male. If we're a female when we come out of the womb, we're female. I'm sorry. And that's just my opinion. That's how I live by the scriptures. God created every man and woman with respects to nature to do their own part in this world. But of course, you have the adversary, Satan, the adversary, comes out and says, "Oh no, you're something different. You're not what God created you to be." Now, what if God had a plan for your life, and now that all these things are implanted in your brain, telling you, "Wow, I'm born a male, but I feel like a female." Maybe He had some plan for your life, and now that's just tossed out the window. I mean, look, it's just one of those things that I don't have hate for people who may feel that type of way. But where I come from, that's just not natural. That's just not how the laws of nature work. If you come out the womb, you're a male, you're a male. If you come out the womb, you're a female, you're a female. There ain't no pronouns, Zen, Zan, Zoom, or whatever. I'm not going to call you that. If you're a boy, I'm going to say him. If you're a girl, I'm going to say her. There ain't going to be no Zen, Zan, or whatever. So that's another thing they want to be changing is the way we pronounce the pronouns for different genders. These gender specific stuff or whatever, gender neutral. I don't know, man. It's just going crazy out there. But so that's it with the Mario Lopez, man. And if it was me, I would have stuck to my guns, on my first opinion. If he felt that passionate about it, he should have stuck with it. But that's just me. And I understand, he has a career too, and he's hosting a lot of shows and stuff like that, and there's a huge backlash, of course. And most of the people out in Hollywood are on the left and support that type of thinking. So I can understand why he would come out and try to backtrack it. But hey, man, grow a pair of cojones. Come on, man. All right. So, in other news, a New York City art gallery owner attacked over a Make America Great Again hat. I mean, look at his face. They beat him up, man. A New York business owner said he was assaulted due to his baseball cap, a red Make America Great Again hat. Oh, man. It's sad to see this stuff. The hate is so strong for Trump that anybody going around wearing a hat, doing nothing, just wearing the hat, and they come out of nowhere and just want to start wailing on you. Oh man, it's just nuts. I hate seeing stuff like this. It kind of reminds me like of the Bloods and the Crips. You walk out, you got a blue shirt on, you ain't part of no gang or anything like that. But you walk outside, you got a blue shirt on, you might get shot because the Bloods thought you was a Crip, or vice versa. You come out wearing red and the Crips shot you. It's almost like gang wars out there, but it's just the liberal left's hatred for Trump. So that they just take it out on anybody that has any affiliation with them. You even say the word Trump, and they coming after you. And that's sad. That you can't even voice your own opinion today in a free country. That's supposed to be free. Freedom of expression, freedom of opinion, freedom of speech. These things keep us grounded. But when you start pulling back, and then you start censoring people, just because their political ideas do not match up with yours, then that's when you see the country starting to devolve into, communism, totalitarianism, and stuff like that. As far as I'm concerned, this country right now is not really totalitarian or anything like that. I mean, right now, I'm actually able to record this video and say the things I am without, being persecuted. Nobody's banging at the door with guns trying to come and get me, So, but yeah, that's just wrong. It's like, look, keep your hands to yourself. If somebody's wearing some clothing or a hat that you don't agree with, move along. Be the bigger man. Have some common sense. It's, wow. I just can't believe it. Oh, man. So, what else we got? Equifax. You remember Equifax? They had a big breach a while back. A lot of people's social security numbers and were compromised. And they came out and said a couple months later, they told everybody, hey, yeah, a couple million people got, their stuff broken into, social securities went out, and I mean, Equifax is one of the 3 biggest credit reporting companies out there. So it's, they should be one of the top secure people out there, but they got hacked. So, it's, I don't know. they coming out now, and it's I think the courts awarded them up to $700 million, if I'm not mistaken. That's yeah. Your personal data was exposed in 2017 Equifax data breach. You can file a claim right now. Oh. And if you signed up for the credit monitoring, you can file a claim for $125 to cover the out-of-pocket expense. So the $125 is only if you filed a claim and received credit monitoring. Is that what I'm looking at? So Federal Trade Commission and Equifax reached an agreement last week for Equifax to pay at least $575 million and up to $700 million to compensate those whose personal data was exposed with the breach of the Equifax service. Okay, all right. It's $575 million and up to $700 million. Okay. So currently there are about 327 million people living in the United States. Okay. Not every 327 million person in the United States, I'm sure, had their stuff hacked in the Equifax breach. So let's just say that out of the $575 million, potentially, now you don't have to give everybody in the United States $1 million, but if they would, you would still have a good bit left for the lawyers and all of that, and if it was up to $700 million, I mean, $370 some odd million dollars after you've given $1 million to every person in the United States, it's still a good amount of currency. Now, they're saying if you want to go and file a claim because, check it out and see if you were breached, if your data was breached through Equifax, they want you to file a claim for $125. $125 out of a max of $700 million that Equifax is going to give out. $125 million. Wow. Who's keeping all this money? Who is keeping all this money? Is it the lawyers? Are they paying the fines to the government? The FTC? That just doesn't sit right with me. It's like those who were harmed in this breach get the shaft. The upper percentage takes 99.9% and leaves one little percent for everybody else. The ones that are just doing the litigation. Makes sense. Yeah. So, there you have it. That's Equifax for you. And that's the government. I tell you. Well, in other news, Amazon drivers, part of a $10 million theft ring, FBI says. A theft ring in Washington state sold millions of dollars worth of stolen goods on Amazon.com in the past six years. Recently unsealed federal court documents. Coming out of Seattle, a theft ring in Washington state sold millions of dollars worth of stolen goods on Amazon in the past 6 years. And a pair of Amazon delivery drivers was involved. Recently unsealed federal court documents show. According to a search warrant affidavit unsealed in the United U.S. District Court in Seattle and reviewed by the Associated Press, two front store businesses posing as pawn shops bought the goods from shoplifters, or the Amazon drivers, then had the items shipped to Amazon warehouses where they were stored until sold online. Wow. And they did this for 6 years. 6 years this has been going on. 6 years, over $10 million. Wow. Might want to start rethinking about how much you're paying your drivers, because they're thinking of other ways of getting their money. Might want to pay them a little more. They might be more satisfied instead of stealing the product and reselling it. And some crazy sham. $10 million. Wow. That is a good bit. And to think of 6 years, how can you get away for 6 years? Nobody, especially a business like Amazon, not even noticing that, you know, why am I short, you know, $1 million this year or whatever not? Where's this money going? For 6 years and not even catch on. Wow. That's just amazing. Amazing. Just something else. Well, looks like Trump's going to be holding another rally in Cincinnati. That's going on tonight, I'm guessing. The Democrats have been doing their speeches and all that. 10 more Democrats will debate on Wednesday evening in Detroit, Michigan, in CNN's presidential debate. Yeah, it's kind of been a crap show. Pretty much. Nice little circus of them just going back on pretty much bashing Trump. I think that's about it, gold man bad or whatever they say, yellow man bad. That's pretty much the rhetoric. No real solution for this country. As far as I can see, all they want to do is bash Trump. He's a hater, he's racist, he's a misogynist, he's all these things. Appealing to the women, he's a womanizer, he's this, he's that, and he's the big one is he's a racist, of course. He hates minorities. It's just ridiculous. Why would you want this country to fail? Why would you want to see this country fail? I mean, Trump is not perfect whatsoever. No president has been since the beginning. Since this country was founded, no president was perfect. We've had a lot of them that did pass laws that were not right, and it was just since the beginning. But in order to survive, we cannot be biting at the nails of each other. We have to. I mean, Trump does a lot of stuff. He tweets a lot of stuff, and it gets on people's nerves. He says things that's on his mind, and I get it. Some of the things are maybe considered crude and non-professional for a president. But let's not forget of at least he's doing it out in the open. Bill Clinton was doing it in secret and then lied about it. It's just, one of those things where, hey, if he's honest and he's out in the open, whatever you believe, about if the Russians were involved in the 2016 presidential debate or whatnot, which, the Mueller report really exonerated him on that one. Then they hauled him back in to the committee to pressure him again and question him again. You're holding something. Tell us what you found on Trump. The Russians were in it. We know it. The Russians are involved in it. And it's like, look, can we move on? Can we try to make this country a little bit better? Can we try to boost the economy, get people's jobs back, make it better for us to live in instead of biting at each other all the time? But no, I mean, that's how it is. They want to keep you at each other's throats and back and forth. A country divided against each other cannot stand. We need to get back to helping each other out, camaraderie, love your neighbor as yourself type deal. It would be perfect if we can get back to that. I mean, there's a lot of other stuff going on. I mean, it's crazy out there from what I've seen. It's just, they got people shooting up, of course, the shooting at one of the Walmarts. I think 2 people got killed. You had a shooting at the Garlic Festival up in California. That was pretty tragic. It's just, man, some of these places that these shootings occur, of course, are gun-free zones. So people who obey the law, of course, won't bring a gun. But it's those who don't. It's those who might be taking some antipsychotic drugs that are making them a little off, and then they have a gun and decide to go and shoot people for whatever reason. Yeah. Maybe it's time to rethink these gun-free safe zones, Somebody with the proper knowledge and training and in their right mind could stop one of these mass shootings. And it's happened. It's happened. A good person with a gun with the proper training has stopped a person who is who has malicious intent to kill somebody or a group of people. It's happened. The good guys with the guns. Properly trained, of course, on how to use it. So, but that's just one thing. I just keep praying for this country, that we can move forward and just not set a fire that'll burn it. It seems to be going that way, but it is what it is. All right, YouTube. So, you know what it is. If you like the video, leave a comment below. Hit that like button and subscribe. And hit that bell for the reminder on upcoming videos. And stay tuned because we have a video coming out. I'm going to be doing a podcast with Derek from Crypto Gangs. Check out his YouTube channel, Crypto Gangs. And we're going to be talking about, is cryptocurrency the mark of the beast? And boy, is it going to be a good topic, because we're going to dive deep into some scripture and get to it. And so, there's a lot of theories out there on what the mark of the beast is, but we're going to break it down, kind of go through some of the Hebrew and the Greek, especially in Revelation, because it was, translated, written in Greek, and then translated in Latin and English and all that. So a lot of the meaning gets kind of lost. And then John, being a Hebrew and trying to convey all these images and this revelation of Yeshua, because it's his revelation, trying to convey everything that he's seeing using the Hebraic mindset, So, but that's going to be coming up, so stay tuned. All right, YouTube. Peace.
If you like what you just saw, consider hitting that subscribe button for more great content.